Hello there, it's Donna from Riverside Beads here, and today I'm going to show you how to make a SuperDuo flower. This is perfectly timed here in the UK for International Beading Week, and our theme is flowers. So it's going to be this cute little flower here, and I'll show you how easy these are to make. They make a fabulous foundation, the flower does, to our current bead box, which worked very well for International Beading Week's theme of flowers. And this is one of our mandala pendants out of our current bead box. So you can see in the centre there, this gorgeous little element I'm going to show you is part of the centre of that. So this is how you can progress on with your SuperDuos and how to turn them into something else. And this is an exclusive design that I've created for Riverside Bead Box, and it's available as a one-off kit with a £5 saving at the moment. So it's £20, so you can have a go and see what all of our members enjoy by being a Riverside Bead Box member. So my materials that I'm going to need, I've got my beading needle with some thread on. I've gone for a very dark thread so you can particularly see it on today's tutorial. I've got assorted ear wires, one of them's a fishhook ear wire, and then this is the one that we've put in our current kit, which is the stud ear wire, so you can glue it onto there. So I'll show you how to use both of those. The parts of the kit I will need are the 3mm glass pearls, size 10 or 11 seed beads. It's a versatile pattern, so it could work between either of those, and your regular SuperDuos, not your minis. The pattern's very versatile to change up, but if you swap it for your minis, you might need to adjust your quantities. But if you get to grips with how the pattern works, then you can have a play about with it. It's a nice size. I would say that comes out about 1 centimetre across, so it's a good size to wear. As a stud earring, that's a comfortable size for me to wear, and as a dangly, it's not too big if you just want it for that. So let's get started, and I will show you how to make this. It's regular beading thread 9mo is fine, or your choice of thread, and I don't need to tie a knot or anything in the end at the moment. So you go through one hole of the SuperDuo. There's no right or wrong with these, so it could be either of the holes, and I'm just picking these up. They're all one colour, so I'm picking them up randomly, and I need 9 of these. So that's 8, and there's my 9. I did play about with changing the quantity in the centre, and I couldn't get it to sit how I wanted it really, so I stuck with 9. Okay, so that's that one there. I'll just move those out of the way for a moment because I'm not going to need those. I'll push those up so I've got a little more room. Then what I'm going to do is I'm either going to pass my needle all the way through those, which I may well do, or I'll tie a knot. So I think for today I will just pass this round. It's a nice secure method anyway, through the same hole. I'm trying to make a circle out of these SuperDuos. So if it's lined up like this, it's quite an easy way to pass through. Oh look, we might get it all in one go. There. And through like so. So then we've got, that'll start, it's not quite coming round yet. I'll have to just give it a little push to encourage it round to join that up there. Okay, so that's my little circle there. I would probably just tie a little knot anyway, just to secure that. So that will be through like so. It's a wonderful summer's evening here in the UK, and the family are out in the garden, so I shall head off in the garden soon with them, so you may hear my family out in the garden. So what I would probably do is pass back round through all of that potentially as well, just to strengthen it a little, but for speed of showing this today, I will show you what happens next. What we need to do is I would pass away from the knot along the same hole, so the bottom hole of the SuperDuo. So I would certainly take the knot out of the way, which will just sort of pass it through. So my thread there then hasn't got, let's get that so you can see it there. So my thread then hasn't got the knot to contend with when I pull it up, because what I need to do, I need to step up to that second hole. So SuperDuos have those 2 holes, and I'm going to step up to my second hole up there. And then what I'm going to do is pick up a seed bead. Now in our kit we put 2 choices of seed bead. This one was the easiest one to show you to be seen. And I pass through the next hole along. So I'm going over to the left on this occasion. I think I vary how I bead. I often bead towards me, but whatever works for you. This thread is quite thick. trying not to get in a tangle with it. Although I feel I may have got a little knot in there. So if you do get a little knot like that, just all I did is keep pulling it back a little just to get it there. So that is through like that. Like so. So I've got my bead there. And it sits in between my SuperDuos. And then what I'm going to do is pick up another bead and go through the next SuperDuo along. Like so, and then bring that together. There. So then I've got my SuperDuo and my little seed bead in between them. Sorry, I'm just trying to get the focus for you. Ah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring it down here just to give me a bit more room to keep the focus there. And what I'm doing is picking up a seed bead each time. And passing through that. I've just realised a key part of this. I've missed the centre flower, but you can go back and do it after. I did that in one of my samples before. So keen to get to the little petals. There. So I'm picking up a seed bead each time, moving along my flowers till I've got 9 little seed beads in between. So what I would do with the centre of the flower is after I've done the SuperDuos, I would probably pick up the pearl then, but it'll make no odds for us to add it on after. Oh, managed to unthread my, I've managed to do that and unthread my seed bead at the same time. So I'm going to pass that back through. Whenever you need to pass through, sometimes it's easier to unthread your needle, but what I'm going to do is just pull my thread down to the bottom of the hole and pass the needle over the top of it. Pick up a seed. I really don't know quite how I managed that. And through. So what I tend to do is use this little tail thread, sort of wrap that in my fingers just to give you a bit of support, and then I would normally cover it, or I would hold it all in my hands like that so you wouldn't see anything, so I have to be careful to get it so you can see it. So a bead through the next one along. Couple more to go. I'll finish this off so I can go back and show you the pearl as well. Seed and through the next one, and then my final one. What I would then do, it depends how you want it to be. You could pass your thread all the way around all these outside beads. So as I've naturally gone through that SuperDuo there, I exited on the next seed bead. That's absolutely fine as well. Won't do any harm to go through them all again. So if we wanted to pass all the way through, we could keep going all the way through all of those seed beads on the outside as well. You can also coordinate your thread if you prefer to tone better with your thing. So in our kit we would put the kit has a thread that coordinates with the SuperDuos. So that's how that bit works. And then what we will do is add a pearl across the centre. So I would have added this at the front, and in our kit it does say this first off. So what we do is I'm going to pass back down through to the first hole of one of our SuperDuos down at the bottom. So let me just show you where so it would have been when you exited at this stage. After you'd done the whole circle, you would have picked up a pearl, and then you would have gone through. So I'll just get my pearl on, try and do it so you can see it, like so, and then I would bring that down. So let's get that in place, so where the thread exits, and then you can see now that will complete my flower. But if I'd have done that before I added the little silver beads, then I would have stepped up. So then I'll pass that through on the SuperDuo holes there, just to secure that pearl in place. Okay, so now I've got myself a cute little SuperDuo flower. So 9 SuperDuos, little seed beads in the middle, so a size 10. or an 11 would work, and a little 3mm pearl. I have experimented with different sizes. You can kind of size it up and size it down a little, but this was the one I was the happiest with. So then what we would do is we would finish it off. To finish your thread, let me just do it over here. I'm passing under the thread path near where I've just exited. I'll pass it through until I've just got a little loop like that, and then I go back through that with the needle. And what that will do is add a little knot on to the thread path that it's crossed there. Pass through a few beads, like so, and then do it again. And that's how I would finish off my thread before I cut it off. So let's just imagine I'd done that a few times and I'd got that all correctly how I wanted it to be. Now, when you make it, it seems the pearl would sit predominantly on the top, on the side that you put it. So on the opposite side, whilst you can see the pearl, it's slightly dipped in. That shows it quite well to show you how it's dipped in. So I tend to have it so the pearl's sort of protruding out of the flower. There, so that's the side I would have as the one that's showing. You would then add a little drop of your E6000 glue. I did try hypo cement, but because it's not as gloopy, and that's a small base there, these are like a little flat back on there, and it needs to stick on there. The hypo cement didn't stay as well because it didn't touch enough surface areas, whereas your E6000 or your Zap Gel glue or something that's a bit more 3D coated nicely and covered it. So that's how I finally got those to stick well. So any other jewellery glue that you've got that you fancy trying, so that is how I got my backs on there. So once they're stuck on, that's a perfect little stud for you. You pop your earring back on and that's good to go. Now if you fancy turning this into some fishhook earrings, which also look rather cute, you would take your... So I've exited on a seed bead, which is incredibly handy because that's where I'd like to be. Take a little loop of your seed beads. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it's 7 I want to do. I'll try it. It's just to make a little loop really, and then you pass back through the same seed bead but in the opposite direction, like so. And then I've got myself a little loop. We'll finish that off a little bit more, so we'd go round it and finish that off to secure it. But then what we would do, we just need our pliers, and we would flip open the base of this. And then we would be able to hook that on. I thought to myself, I don't need pliers today, but it turns out I did. So flip open the base just with the flat nose pliers. And I'll bring this up hopefully to show you. Okay, and then we will go through there. And the little ball on the ear wire tends to drop down, so just try and, you have to just juggle it. I've obviously not finished it properly as well, so it's falling a little loose. But that is what we would do. Put that on there, close that up. So, and then they would hang off of there. So if we'd finished off all our thread, here is what it would look like with our dangly earrings on. So they're super cute. So as I mentioned at the beginning, these are, the little flowers are beautiful on their own, but they are the centre of our mandala style pendants. Now these are from one of our bead boxes. So our bead box members get a brand new kit each month, exclusively normally to members first, and this was this month's kit, and we have these on offer at £20 for the full kit to make all of these different projects, plus you get a little bonus project in there as well. So it's super cute. So if you look in the centre, that is your SuperDuo flower, and then it's just been extended on with a beaded mandala. So it's the same bead combination, you just get an extra sort of purple seed bead in there. And a bit like your mandalas in crafting, you kind of just have different layers to them. Looks absolutely beautiful in the beads, and that's how you can create that. So thanks so much for watching, everybody.